What is Lagos?
It was a cosmopolitan city, and we have it at a stage of development that I feel that we have to develop it further to meet the yearning of in the 21st century of people of Lagos. They built the Eco Bridge. Then we went into building some other infrastructures, depending on what area of people's life you want to touch on, like health, agriculture, and we went about this by taking the bull by the horn.
Lagos was a dreamland. It was a place where people came to achieve their ambitions.
Mostly in the 40s and 60s and early 60s. The responsible children work hard, play hard, but keep straight.
I came to Lagos in January 1978. I now came straight into Ikoyi on Alexander. I stayed with an uncle of mine off Alexander, which is Tambu Road, and I was there for about 8 months. Life was great, because that time Eco Hotel was new. It was called Holiday Inn Hotel. We used to go there on weekends. There was one club that we used to go to in Federal Palace, and then I can't really remember the name. And then one at this Eco Hotel. But then after 8 months, I moved to Surulere, and really, without living in Surulere, you will not know the real Lagos. So I was there for up to 1982 before I moved to Victoria Island. But I really had a good time when I was in Surulere. I met most of my friends that I have here since from the Surulere days, and it has been very, very, very fantastic. It was in 1980 that I went and opened my own office, which I think was number 23 Douala Road in Apapa, and since then it has been one blessing after the other. Our business has actually grown. I don't know what percentage it is, but we have actually, grown from a little tiny ant to a great elephant, So my living here in Lagos has actually been a tremendous blessing by the Almighty God. And Lagos too has grown.
Lagos was very interesting in those days, and we enjoyed it. The playing fields, after school hours, you go around. The social life also of young men in Lagos, you had some bands, and you have some spots where you could go and have fun at Campus Square. I think that's Cool Cats. I believe that Victor Laya started at Ebutimeta. There was the popular one, another popular place where young men and women in the early 70s, 60s used to go. We used to go to it. The place at Idioro. I think that was about the most popular joints in those days. Well, the young persons, I think, enjoyed themselves. They liked, Lagos life. You could fool around, enjoy yourselves all over Lagos. But most houses at 8 p.m. before what we call Agba, just Agba from Apapa. Before Agba, noon, 8 o'clock every night, you hear bam, firearms from Apapa. And by that time, you are expected to be behind your parents' doors. That gives a little bit of idea of Lagos.
It was one of the most friendly sports on earth. Everybody loved everybody else. There was sports, and the best sportsmen in Nigeria gravitated to Lagos. From Port Harcourt, from Enugu, from Ibadan, from everywhere. If you were a good footballer, you came to Lagos. Because then, every government department, which we now call ministries, had a football team. You know, even the police. And if you were an accountant, no matter what you were, Lagos was a place to come. If you were a lawyer, if you were a doctor, even if you were a journalist, you came to Lagos. Because the atmosphere of Lagos was so pleasant, the people of Lagos were so pleasant, so accommodating. That affected the social status of the people. There was a lot of dancing, a lot of music making, and again, of course, the best musicians came to Lagos, you know.
At Jeba Street, where we are living. Wow. Egungun Festival, Ololu, you know, name them. They're big, and they come out there. Sometimes I follow them all the way down, all day long. I will never come home. You know, I love Egungun at that time. And later they started developing Eyo. All of us went to Ahmadiyya College Agege, there where the game was great for us. We played to a higher level. We played to stardom. And by the time we finished our secondary school, we see clubs, ECN, UAC, UTC. I signed for UAC. Then after spending about 2-3 days, I'm going to tell you the truth, 2-3 days, and now ECN came and I signed for ECN again. I made my name. From there I was picked to play in the national team. Lagos was developing, to be realistic. You know, when you see Lagos, you love Lagos. We are products of Lagos, and what we are seeing up to today makes me happy, because from governors to governor, you know, we can remember Bolaji Johnson was the first governor, and you see the development expansion is going on, not economically, sports-wise, you know, and you know, we can't beat what is going on in Lagos State at that time. So I stay there, I work there.
As musicians, we play all night, we play in different nightclubs, and we just walk from one place to the other. No armed robber, everything was beautiful. As Arakoro Marina, and we have all the big stores, the produce buyers, they are all there where people brought all their cocoa, their palm kernel, their coffee to sell. Those was the big business, and Eleko market, it was beautiful. And Betty, beautiful. Balogun, those were the Broad Street. Oh, another very, and in those days we have Kingsway stores. The Kingsway stores was like the ShopRite that we have now. And I remember in those days, bicycle was so popular. People were riding bicycle from, at least from Mushi to Lagos when they are going to work. And there was this workers' train that used to, from 4:30 in the morning, it was there, and Ido was the railway terminus in those days. We have Shellerams, we have AG-11s. Lagos gave me the opportunity to become a star. This is the city where I started as a struggling musician, and it is from Lagos that God opened the doors of the entire world to me as my territory. The whole world became my territory as I go throughout the four corners of the world to perform musical shows, concerts. I've taken my music to almost every part of the world. But the truth is that Lagos was the place of opportunity. Lagos said it's a place for us. Lagos says it's a place for me. Mobolaji Johnson governor, Ambodeni present governor. Lagos State is a place for us.
One thing about Lagos when we were young was that there was no discrimination about religion. On Muslim festival, the whole of Victoria Road, Naziko, will be lined up with people wanting to see people going to the mosque. They will walk from that central mosque right to Obalende, and then those places will be full up of people dancing and merriment to the mosque. That is the Muslim festivals. As for the Christian festivals, they have the Easter celebration as well as the Christmas celebration. For the Easter, those people living in Ologbo, they were also repatriated slaves into Lagos, so that they came with the custom of the various celebration of Easter from the part of America. They came back.
During Easter, we used to dance from Lagos, from Campus Square, all the way across Carter Bridge to Yaba, and dance back in the night. Lagos on Sunday was like an introduction to paradise. After service, people came out. You went visiting. There was no Danfo. There was only one public transport, which was bus service, conducted by an Italian called J. Zappas. That was the only public service we had, public transport service we had. So people walked.
The social clubs, we had the Island Club came only fairly recently. They all came fairly recently. The Yoruba Tennis Club was the first one, belonging to eminent gentlemen in Lagos, the judges, Justice Ademola and all the rest of them like that. They played tennis, and they called it Yoruba Tennis because all the Lagosians were Yorubas. The music for Lagos was Sakara. In my time, there was no university at all. The highest you could do was to have a secondary school. Lagos is still a very nice and then enjoyable place to live in.
kó mọ yọ̀ fún idó, mo yọ̀ fún idó, mo yọ̀ fúnra mi. Ara ẹ̀ kó mọ yọ̀ fún idó, mo yọ̀ fún idó, mo yọ̀ fúnra mi. Ara ẹ̀ kó mọ yọ̀ fún idó, mo yọ̀ fún idó.
Lagos, especially Lagos Island at that time, everybody virtually knew everybody. And marriages, because at that time you hear of who is getting married to whom, which family, because it was not an individual thing, it was a family thing, it was a communal thing. Not communal in the sense of having parties, but communal in the sense that when they are going, people are following them. This is Lagos that we all grew up in. Lagos was a very good place, a communal society. Now you have a lot of people, and of course that's a good thing in the sense that it has brought up a lot of commerce. Lagos is so accommodating in the sense that if you're able to live within the norms, you're always welcome, you can get assimilated. At that time, of course, Isolo was like staying in the bush because you have to take a particular transport. It was a Bolekaja from, we moved from our house. I was staying at that time at Vincent Street. You take a bus to Idumota. At Idumota now, of course, you see the tower where they have the centenary now, which looks like this clock, but much bigger at that time, which you could see. And then when you get to Idumota, you change the bus to Bolekaja, you take it to Mushi. From Mushi now, you take some small, a bit wretched car to take you to Isolo through Adaleko. Adaleko at that time was the only house, because as you move, travel from Mushi to Lagos, you hardly find any other place except that Adaleko house, which became a landmark for the area. Now at Ansarudin College Isolo, which of course is a pride not only to the Muslim community in Lagos, but to the entire country, because it became an icon. And of course, as you know today, it is said that the foremost Muslim or Islamic organization in Nigeria today is the Ansarudin Society, and their flagship in education is the Ansarudin College Isolo, even though they have other secondary schools, primary school, and now a university. So Lagos had pioneered not only good communal living, but culture, education, commerce, and bringing up the best of human beings. So this is Lagos. Lagos, we have contributed to the development of this country, and we have brought people to develop themselves by living among us in Lagos.
It is in Lagos State that I was ordained a pastor in 1975. It is in Lagos State that I became the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in 1981.
I decree from this moment, all the powers in heaven will come to your assistance.
Now, when I became General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in 1981, the entire Redeemed Christian Church of God is made up of 40 churches. The headquarters, of course, is here in Ebute Metta. But as of today, by the grace of God, the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Lagos State alone is over 1,000 churches. So I can say definitely God has been very good to me in Lagos State. And I want to say that I thank God for Lagos State, because the atmosphere in Lagos State allows for anyone who wants to practice his religion to do it without any hindrance, without any problems at all.
look at what is happening in Lekki, in Babish. It's unbelievable. Lagos is still the best anybody can talk about in Africa.
I mean, it's been great. I've seen the transformation in Lagos in the last 39 years, you know, from a smaller Lagos to a much bigger Lagos. And then my also dream of Lagos is something now that we can see the likes of New York. All these skyscrapers and co, they will come. It will happen. And I think we just have to keep the hope going.
Just yesterday, I saw the end of Lagos as Morocco, where the ExxonMobil building is today. My wife, when she was a house officer and was going to learn to drive, VI was where we came because there were hardly cars around VI, and this was even into the 80s already. But the development has been phenomenal, opening up what is the fastest growing corridor in the world, in the Lekki axis. But all of these came at, you know, well, a price. How did Lagos manage to do this great turnaround? It did this because it had a soul. Lagos has a soul. Lagos is people. Lagos welcomes people. And that's why Lagos been the place to be.
My prayer, of course, is that the Almighty God that has brought Lagos State thus far will continue to bless Lagos State and move Lagos State from glory to glory and from prosperity to prosperity. And may God bless the government, bless the people of Lagos State, and may this celebration be the beginning of greater things for this glorious state. Let somebody shout hallelujah.
The Lagos of my dream, and I hope we will continue to contribute our own very best to make Lagos great.
This
is my
Lagos
story.